All right, we are live. Let's see what we get going on here. Let me go to, let's see. Let's go to some comments here. Got people just now popping in. Short notice as usual. Let me know if you can hear me just fine. If I look terribly ugly, that means the 720p through StreamYard is working as it should. But yeah, if you can hear me, go ahead and throw a comment down. And can't see much in the frame here because YouTube don't allow us to show much. But you guys caught me cleaning some stuff up, getting ready for this upcoming week. We'll talk about that. Got Mr. Adam Yankee. Appreciate you, brother. Says, yo, love the channel. Skip Smith says, loud and clear. Contest for Freedom looks great. B Fox 87. What's up, brother? 2012 JCC. Can hear me. That's good. Oh, everything's like piling in now. Let's see. Joe Bender. Mr. Vance, a male. I think that's how you say that. 2A Ninja. Who bought all the Lapua Center X? Wasn't me, brother. I don't know. Dirt ATV. What's up, brother? All good here. Havoc RLS2. All good. Got Mr. Gilbert L. Gene Scoggins. What's up, brother? How are you? Glad you guys have decided to join us. Got a few things. Few big Rimfire things on my hand. Hopefully some more coming. Hopefully we'll get to talk a little bit about some things. Field some of your guys' questions. That'll be the majority of it. We'll see how many people show up. Got about 50 in here right now. So kind of doubling down. I don't expect to get as many people because we just did one like 2 weeks ago. Normally we do them once a month. So we got Mr. Daniel Martin, Marty Moscatelli, the Redneck Preppy. What's up, brother? Got Joe A. from Pennsylvania. Mr. Redneck Rimfire says, what's up? You can call me Champ. Yeah, I might be able to call him Champ. He is Redneck Rimfire. He's a PewTuber for Rimfire like me, but he's also in my Discord. He's probably winning the monthly match right now. It's probably what he's gloating about, or just in general that I can call him Champ, which has been a lot of the case. You guys need to come in there and whip up on old Redneck Rimfire. He's a California resident. We don't want money going to California. Got Mr. Ryan Drink from Kansas. We got Grant Britain, Orange Smoke M7, Sharpshooter Colorado. Hey, appreciate all y'all showing up. So, well, let me see if I can show you this. Like I said, you guys, I was kind of like, so I've been being Mr. Mom today. Let's see. Let's bet if I could get the carbon ring out of the Vudoo. I only used 2 patches. Let's see. I know it's hard for you guys to see. I'm trying to, it's wired. It's tethered. Focus. But it looks pretty clean. It's like too bright almost. Let me turn down the light, see if that helps. See if that helps you guys see it. I can see it fine. We're recording a recording. Yeah. I don't see any carbon rings. I think we're good. Of course, this is certainly not anything against YouTube policy. Because all you guys are looking at is a stick with a camera. Let's see here. Only room for one redneck around here. I like it. I would put you 2 in a cage for sure and let you go at it. And whoever wins, that's who the redneck is. Mr. Tom Wyman, another one of these. I don't even know why I show up besides to look at you. Well, hey, that's a good reason, man. I appreciate it. We got Mr. Derek Bonilla. David Uberti, appreciate you, brother. Yeah, trying to keep them, most of it's obviously just answering questions. What is a good budget scope for 22 bench rest? Oh, man, that is a tough one on me because I do not do bench rest a lot, but budget, probably the Athlon has like that 50 power scope. It's not crazy budget, but when you're talking about super high magnification, second focal plane, 1/8 inch MOA clicks, none of them are real cheap. Let's see. Oh man, I'm so freaking jealous. I haven't got mine yet. Joe got the new MDT Premier Gen 2. Is it for the CZ inlet? That's what I'm trying to get. I'm hoping I get it in a couple of weeks. That'd be really nice. Let's see. And yes, Mr. Redneck is right. We have a great group of really good shooters in there. Redneck is one of them. Not only just like good shooters, but guys who have their rimfire stuff set up, like guys who have, you know, very thoroughly tested stuff with really good ammo. So there are some tough guys to compete against, because like this month you had to shoot a minimum of 3 groups at 50 yards, 5-shot groups. You could do up to 6. Your best group and your worst group get added together. So if you shot 3 and you shot like kind of 3 crappy groups, you can shoot 3 more to try and get a better best. But I mean that, you know, we have some low stuff in there. So the worst and the best, we have 2 shooters who are in the 0.4s. That's 2 groups added together. Their best and their worst. So you're talking like 0.2s. So it's pretty dang competitive. Mr. Skip actually sent me an email. I'll pull up his comment. He had an email. He showed me a picture. He was shooting. I think it was like Norma match, maybe. He'll correct me, but first time I've ever seen it. The back of the case separated. Like he was getting like a lot of like back blaster, his bolt, and the cartridge. The back of the cartridge actually separated. Like you would see case separation on like bigger center fire rifles. That's crazy. Let's see. Is that Vudoo that you do that makes the difference? It's that Vudoo that you do that makes sense. Oh, the Vudoo that I do, I got it. Well, I'm also cleaning my Vudoo. Got Mr. Chris Lang up in here. What's up, brother? Let's see. I wish old Chris would make a guest appearance once in a while. Yeah, he needs to drag his sorry butt on here. He's busy, though. I get it. You know, he's got a new member of the family. You know, he's got a lot of stuff going on. So let's see. Yeah, that one. If they have it in first focal plane though, Arkin 7 of 37. If they had it in first focal plane and 1/8 inch MOA clicks, I would say yes. These are pretty solid, but for bench rest, I think you got to have 1/8 inch MOA clicks to get that perfect dial, and definitely. Second focal plane, so you can keep that reticle really small and precise. Let's see. We got Mr. John Hattgeiger from Southern Illinois. All right, Mr. Mike. All right, guys, what's the best solution clan that baffles my suppressor? Hope number 9 and aircraft symbol green Arnett. So I'll tell you, if it's for carbon and stuff, I actually have it because I'm in cleaning mode here. So brakes, suppressors, all those things. It's a buildup of carbon, right? So I take my ultra touristy glass, and what I do is I do a solution of, y'all didn't know you were attending chemistry class now, did you? Now, Timmy, quit screwing with paper airplanes and pay attention. White distilled vinegar, right? 50-50 with hydrogen peroxide. I put them in here. I put my comps, brakes, all those stuff in there, and just let it sit. After a couple hours, this solution will kind of have done what it's going to do, in which case I'll dump it out. I'll kind of wash the parts down. It'll get like a lot of it. Then you can take like a little brush and kind of like score up any carbon or fouling that's left, and then just do the same thing. It's super cheap. And the crazy thing, it doesn't have like a super crazy solvent smell that's going to, get everywhere and, make you pass out in your unventilated gun room. That's just what I use. And so far that's worked well for me. There's probably more aggressive solutions out there for sure, but I use that. And it seems to work pretty good. So Mr. Skip was saying that was Wolf match target. He had case separations on. I saw a picture. It's pretty crazy. Is a 455 varmint in a chat still a good beginner option for NRL 22? Problem is it's no longer allowed in base class. Now, I don't usually advocate for people to shoot in base class, right? I say just shoot open if you're going to do it, because it doesn't matter. I mean, you're not going to be good your first couple of matches. It's just not going to be how it goes. But that said, the 455 is fine, especially for NRL 22, but you can't shoot it in base class if that's what you wanted to do, because it's no longer a production rifle. Mr. Jim Billingsley finally caught it a live cast. Started shooting Ely 10X. If a lot stay 1066 shoots good, can I assume another lot? Not really, because I'll tell you why. I've had 3 or 4 lots I've tested at the same time, and all of them were within 1 feet per second on the stated velocity on the box, and they were 10 to 20 feet per second apart in real life. Now, what they're doing is putting the information they're getting from their test barrels as an average. And a lot of times, remember, this is a UK company, so they're shooting very different barrels than us, very different rimfires for most of us in the US. So I wouldn't assume that. I mean, it's a good place to start. Like, typically, I'd only test lots under like 1065 because they do kind of generally kind of move together, but it kind of bounces around in between. So you can use it as a basis to test, but I wouldn't use it as a basis of like this lot at 1048 shot really good. I'm just going to go all in on another lot that's like 1048 because I don't think that that's going to work. Let's see. Stephen Lee, Mike S. That breakthrough cleaner or Huxworks silencer sauce breaks down lead and carbon. Oh, what's it, that Huxworks silencer sauce? Does it smell really crazy? If not, I might try some of that too. Any sites where I can get a specific lot of SK Standard Plus? I don't think so. Maybe some mom and pop places, but most mainstream places are not selling SK Standard Plus by the lot. A lot of places don't sell SK period by the lot. Let's see. Yeah, Mr. Brian Drinks. I think we're talking about the bench rest scope. Athlon 10 to 40 by 56, but you can get them for under 350 new. That's pretty crazy since they've been discontinued. Let's see. Ninja Bread Man, Ginger Ninja fan driving the Cedar and watching the stream. Nice, man. Appreciate you, brother. I always love seeing who comes on here and shows up. Let me see. Is there Tim Rink from Indiana? Some more. Let me shine and water will dissolve hard carbon on a break. No cans here to try. Huh. Hot take. I'm beginning to believe carbon ring effects could be exaggerated. Yeah, I don't think having a carbon ring is like the worst thing. It's not like you get a carbon ring and the accuracy falls apart. It's easier to keep my carbon ring out when I catch it early. And I think if it gets to a certain point, it can become problematic. And I'm kind of like, and not that I'm a Cortina fan or whatever, or fanboy as you would call it. I don't mind Eric Cortina. I think he's got good information, but I'm kind of in the same boat as him. I know how the rifle performs, like from when it's clean to like after the first 10 foulers to the next 400. I know what the rifle does, and I know it's flawless. I know it doesn't have an issue. So I just keep it there all the time. If I went further, yeah, probably not going to matter, but just peace of mind for me. See, Mr. Joe A. Josh, my 457 went drop in loader 23 is hammering, running an EP5 and MOA looking to jump to Mills on the Athlon Aries. Price $750 seems too good to pass up. The Aries are not bad. I'm not a big fan of the Aries turrets and things like that, especially if you're coming from an EP5. You're going to be used to those bigger, like more tactile turrets. And the Aries is like going to be like, feel like this little dinky turret, you know? I would say most of the time the Athlon glass is better, but the Arken like peripherals are better, if that makes sense. Like they build the Arken to be budget, like PRS tactical rifle scope. And the glass is just kind of the glass. In the Athlon, it seems like they pay a little bit more money, like they spend a little more attention on the glass side, and then the other things are just like, you're going to work with what we give you. A big thing is if it's not that Aries isn't at 10 mil per rev, which I can't remember. I think they are, but if not, I wouldn't go that way. But honestly, if you're shooting the EP5 and you're just looking to go to mils, I don't know. Maybe try. I got one coming. I'll let you guys know. I'll have a review out on it, but there's the new Arken 7 power. I'm going to be doing a review on that. A lot of good options. The Match Pro ED, the Bushnell Match Pro ED. I always get those guys mixed up. That's another really solid mil scope for the money. That's 7 and change too. It's very solid. Thoughts on the Magpul Pro 700 for RB 14R? Never, I couldn't tell you. Honestly, I have zero experience with it. So I couldn't tell you, unfortunately. Maybe somebody in here can who has used it. Let's see, what do we got? I'm looking for some lost things. I'm having issue with Ely match ejecting for my CZ457. Seems like my other target ammo ejects fine. Could it be on the wax? So let me ask you, let me clarify before we get into this, because this could be a rabbit hole. Are you talking, is it extracting, pulling it out of the chamber is the problem, or ejecting it, like throwing it out of the rifle? So clarify that. I know you said ejecting. I just want to make sure that that's what we're talking about. See, Mr. Gilbert, I've been tempted by the expert voice flash deals on the Athlons, considering a Midas TAC 624 for budget build. I ran a Midas TAC and an Ares for a long time, and I was very happy with them. Very happy with them. But a lot of the scopes that are around now just weren't out then. Like, you know, I wasn't aware of the Arkans. I'm not saying that they're better or whatever, but I'm telling you, for the money, for the 7-something, the Bushnell Match Pro ED is hard to beat. It's hard to beat. The Athlons are still very good deals. I just like the overall scope package that you get from that Match Pro ED for what it costs. But it's hard to go wrong now, because all these companies are really knocking out the park. The entry level to mid-price scope market right now is the most competitive it's ever been, and we're all experiencing the benefits from that, because, you know, they're driving prices down. We're getting way more options. I mean, the scope game right now is freaking crazy. I mean, it's nuts. It's hard to keep up with it, honestly. Euro Optics has a Premier Gen 2 CZ inlet in stock. Yeah. Actually, I've talked to back and forth to Emmy over the years. It hasn't been a ton of stuff. They do try and help me out every now and again, like, you know, every once in, you know, a year or something like that. So I'm trying to cash in my chips to get one of these to review, the Gen 2. You know, I like the Gen 1, you know, my CZ right there. So that's a Gen 1. And I already know what they did to the Gen 2. I'm dying to get my hands on it, feel it, see it. And there's a couple of like the shorter forend, but then I saw that they make a little weight addition that adds like half an inch to the front of it too. Now, so I'm really excited to get that thing in my hands. Mr. Ryan Drink, carbon ring is okay if it's warm, but if a chunk comes out, actually, we'll definitely drop it, like you say, it's best to stand top. Yeah, I just, you know, there's no reason to not clean it. And I'm not even cleaning my barrel. I can't tell you the last time I cleaned the barrel, like purposely. And that, what you saw there, I don't know how many rounds, but I used like 5 patches. I ran 2 wet patches. I hit it with a nylon brush. I left like a little bore mop in there. I let that sit in the carbon in the chamber area with C4 carbon remover. I come back, I hit it with a nylon brush again, push like 2 more patches down and done. And that's what we got. So my method of cleaning is it doesn't take me long at all. Hands-on, like actually cleaning, it takes me like maybe 2 or 3 minutes. And, you know, I let that bore mops in there for 10 minutes. So I pop it in there and do something else. Like I literally put it in there and started setting up this live stream. Really easy. Got Mr. Aussie. Interesting. What's up, brother? Yeah, how are you, man? It's nice to see you. I've been watching some of your videos when I get a chance to. I don't, like, wildly enough, I don't get a lot of time to spend on YouTube other than answering comments and, you know, all that good stuff. But I've been watching a couple of your videos. See, at Gilberto, I got an Ares on a flash sale. Extra voice couldn't resist. Nice, man. Let's see. Okay, so yeah, it's not extracting. So a lot of times, and I think you were running a Lilja, drop your headspace. If you're running a Lilja, it came with shims, right? For Ely, whatever you're at, knock about 2,000 shim out of your equation. So if you're running a 6,000 shim right now and you were shooting Lapua, everything was hunky-dory. Now you went to Ely, it's not extracting. Knock 2,000s of shim off. Remember that Ely and RWS have one of the thinnest rim thicknesses. And what can be happening is that hook's not making it all the way over the rim of the cartridge, right? So you want to shim it a little. So by taking shim out, you're bringing those two together. So I think you'll see that your extraction will improve a lot. I mean, 9 times out of 10 with a Lilja, that's what it is headspace, especially when you're talking about Ely, because people find that shim value that works really well for their other ammo, Lapua, SKs, CCI, whatever. And then they throw that Ely and they start having those problems, and that's almost always the solution. So give that a shot. That should wrap it up, especially if everything else is good to go. Is the Ruger American Rimfire long-range target rifle a better base class rifle than the Ruger RPR? I don't know, because I haven't seen that. I will reach out to them. I have the RPR. I will see if I can get my hands on one. I don't even know what they cost. I don't have a working relationship with Ruger, but maybe I can get a discount or something. See if I can pick one up. That's an interesting question. And let me make a note of that, actually, so I don't forget. I love to make notes, and I'll text my wife whatever the note is, and she has no idea. Let's see, we're talking about the Ruger American long-range target. Okay. Ignore this. So I will check that out. I think it'll be a cool video. It'd be interesting to see. I don't know what the price points are either, but I'll definitely check it out. Mr. Redneck Prep, you put 1,000 through 4% between cleaning, installing, and changing actually your STs. It only has one data point on carbon rings. It's only one. Yeah, I mean, you're right. And I think the big thing is gun to gun, barrel to barrel. Everything's different in Rimfire, right? Like, you know, if I sent my best shooting lot of match around to every one of you, like say I sent 20 rounds to every one of you, the mixed bag of results we would get in would be staggering, right? Because that lot's going to shoot good for me. I've had some rifles that probably wouldn't care either. Maybe this one, you know, doesn't care. It's just easier not to find out for me, but I totally can understand. Now, if I had 1 or 2 rifles, and then I would probably put them through the ringer and see where that went. But trying to keep up with the Vudoo, the RimX, the Bergara Heavy, the CZs, the AR-22. I mean, it's nuts. Mr. Chris Cummins, got my Match Pro mounted up, sighted in today. Now I need an L3 barrel shift. Yeah, man, I'm still waiting on those too, brother. Mr. Gilbert L, thank you, brother. Mr. 10X Rimfire, I've been watching your videos a while since I started shooting KY on NRL 22. Won a few, but always getting better. Yeah, man, that's awesome. NRL 22 is a great place to start. And PRS 22 is a good place. I think NRL 22 is a really good starting point because you don't have to worry so much about all the things. You know, you can go shoot a monthly match and only worry about 100, get your feet wet, learn the position, learn how the games play, learn your rifle. And then, but yeah, man, that's awesome to hear. Appreciate you watching and glad you're out there shooting. And your screen, do you have a YouTube channel? It seems like based on your screen name, you might, but let me know. Mr. Al Hirsch, reboot my phone. Now I can comment. There you go. Nick Ward, best after. Okay, so I haven't tested them yet. I did get in contact. You guys, everything now that I'm testing is like coming from you guys, which is great. I love it because it's easy for me. I don't have to like wonder what you guys want to see. You guys tell me, and then I go after these people and tell them, hey, my audience wants to see it. So KI makes barrels for, and I didn't know, but they make them for B14s and CZs, and I'm getting one of each to test. We're going to work together on that deal. And from what I've seen, they probably make one of the best, but we'll know for sure because there aren't really many other options. And some of the ones out there I don't really like, but high hopes for the KI barrels. We got Footnote. Yo, how's it going? Love your YouTube. Have you heard any news on it? Nope. I haven't, man. They're coming hopefully soon. Yeah, soon. Let's see. They are hard to find. Scarce as hen's teeth. Morpheus is 739 is found when I could buy one a couple of days ago, so I had my FL get it for me. Nice. 739 bucks. It's not too bad. I think that's over the price point of the RPR, so I guess you would expect more. I'm definitely going to have to check it out. I know a guy who's a YouTuber. He knows someone in Ruger, and I'll see if I can work that angle. I'm falling behind. Oh, there we go. Marty Muscatelli. I have the Ruger long range target. Shoots on par with a spring. Ooh. Ooh. Yikes. I hope that's not the case for all of them. Jim Billings. I also did some tests with Headspace using bolt shims in my regard before. I noticed closing on the Headspace made my good lot of Ely shoot worse, but a subpar lot shoot bullet holes at 50. Yeah, it's wild, man, how it reacts. We got Mr. Bo Jod in here. Popping. What's popping? You're popping, brother. What can I tell you guys about really quickly before we get... Oh, I have the Desert... I haven't seen him, Kenny, tonight. I have the Desert Precision Gunworks RimX mod here. There. That's it right there. In my Riptile pattern deal. Testing has already started. I've already had it for quite a while. Not quite a while, a week or so. I've already started testing. Right now, for the first video, you guys are going to have to settle for like some groups and mostly function because the weather here is crap. Like I tried to get out this weekend. I did film some groups. You know, I got to have groups for you guys to see. But the wind is terrible. And then it's raining and then wind. So, yeah. And, yeah, so expect that. The DPG RimX mod, if you were looking forward to that. Also do have an AR-22, like an upper, a less expensive one. We did the JP. That's obviously tip top of the price point. Now we got something middle of the road that I've been testing. Yeah. Let's see. With open ranges, would there be days that you wouldn't shoot with certain winds? Just curious if you cherry pick your days. For practice, I shoot all the time. So, like I tried to film this weekend. It's windy. And basically what ended up happening was I just go out and shoot in the wind for fun. And I try to record some of it for B-roll or whatever, but I tend, you know, I like to, this is how I like to put it. I test the gun on a calm day. I test myself on a windy day. So I just let the weather dictate that. So there's no bad day for shooting because we're going to test something no matter what we're doing. If you're at 50 yards, you can test your fundamentals, your trigger pull, your gun's raw accuracy, wind depending. If it's windy and you only got 50 yards, well, you can test all the other things. If you've got longer ranges, you know, a longer range shoot on, it's windy, well, you can test your wind reading skills and seeing and making corrections on the fly. So that's kind of how I look at it. Go-to bipod. I got to say my go-to is the Atlas BT-46. I shot that for years and years and years. Now I have been shooting, I don't know where it is. It's up on the wall. The MDT Skypod, it's a freaking amazing bipod. But it is all the monies for a bipod. I mean, it is all the monies. So, you know, if you're okay spending all the monies, the Skypod is freaking really nice. I got the single pull, the PRS. It's really, really awesome. The Atlas, though, for the money, man, it's going to do almost anything you want to do. And I like the Atlas because it's a small form factor, plenty stable for me to shoot off the bench. And I don't shoot a lot of bipod anyway. AccuTacs are real solid too. I mean, it's really kind of almost a personal thing because again, the bipods are just everywhere. Okay, has one. I haven't started videos yet. We'll start the video thing soon, hopefully. Nice. Okay. Well, I'll keep an eye out. I'll go and find you on YouTube, and I will subscribe in case you make videos. 10x Rimfire. See if I can find you. And look at that. For the vainness, of course, it would pull my sorry butt up. I'll go through and find you. Where do you buy your 22 long rifle ammo? I can't find any Cabela's. Yeah, you're not going to find precision ammo there. So if you're looking for Ely Kilo Shooting Sports, good shooting, Champion's Choice. If you just look up, like, figure out what you want to shoot, Lapua, Ely, whatever, what price range. But if you just like look for like Lapua Center X, you'll often find little online gun shops that just do that online. And that's, you know, short of going to test centers. You can go to a test center, Widden. It doesn't sound like I'm not even getting that because it really doesn't sound like you're at that point. But yeah, just online is where pretty much everybody gets their stuff. Let's see, Mr. Stephen Lee. I know you get this question every live stream. Any word on a stinger barreled action? No. So I just talked to them. They're just waiting. It's not all production in house, so they're kind of at the whim of that. So they haven't given me a date or a timeline or anything. I would guess end of the year. I'm waiting on one too. But yeah. Let's see. While you're testing that 22A or upper against the other, how about adding a 22 conversion kit in there? Yeah, and this is more like, so the video I'm doing is, I think, more of a buyer's guide thing. It's not like a head-to-head because every gun likes different. And it's hard to test guns head-to-head. And for me, I think it's a pretty easy thing. Like, the dropping conversions are super cheap, but you're basically shooting a 22 with a crap ton of free bore, and that never is really an accuracy promoting thing. So I don't think with a drop-in you're getting really like practical accuracy, like shooting cans at 10, 15 yards, whatever. Yes, training for that kind of stuff, sure. But if you've got to shoot like 1-inch targets at 50 yards as well, or you want to have a gun that can do that, I don't think the drop-ins are the guns for that. Not to mention, it's just putting that soft lead and the wax and all that crap down the barrel. And for me, like, I have my competition 223. Like, I don't want to freaking shoot 22 through that thing. I'd rather have a ditch. So it's going to kind of talk about the pros and cons of the drop-in, pros and cons of like AR uppers, like the Bore Buddy. That's what I've been testing because they go all the way from like 300 to 700. And then some like the JP, which is obviously like the end all be all, like machined just like a freaking center fire would be. Stupid good. But so hopefully that will be a helpful video. I'm not sure. We'll have to see. Do you do any dry fire training with your rimfires? Trying to think of some way to practice when it's too cold outside in the winter. Worried about damaging the firing pin though. Okay, so yeah, I mean, if you dry fire any gun, rimfires are inherently, the new rimfires are dry fire safe in the sense of if you dry fire it and you didn't feed around, it's not a big deal. It's not like just going to immediately snap it. If you repeatedly dry fire them over and over and over again, yeah, that can be an issue because there's just a lot of vibrations and a lot of things going on that don't happen when there is that nice brass case in there to take that vibration and force. Most people just, if you're going to be real serious about it, I would just say take your firing pin out. On most of these guns, it's really not that hard to do. And then just run it without a firing pin. If you're running certain trigger types, you can really replicate it without even breaking the shot. Like Vixen Andy on safe feels exactly like it does on fire. There's no difference. You don't get any drop, any release, but you get the same exact trigger weight and movement. So I wouldn't do it. I don't dry fire a lot just because I really don't have time anymore. Constantly doing something, YouTube, shooting, cleaning, work, family, all that stuff. I don't even have time to mess with it. But I used to when I was like in Missouri and I was basically a geographical bachelor. I was in a hotel room. I bought the DFAT kit and I was dry firing like at least 2 or 3 times a week. But now I really can't swing it. See, me too. My RPR was actually really good with the Ely action ammo. Nice. That DPG mod for RimX, really good one. See, it's replaced the tensioner of my RimX. Ball head and injections working again. Nice. Yeah, the RimX, I think the original design, they are good. They're just a little maintenance heavy. Doesn't take a lot of crud to get into like where the fix extractor is before you have like some notchiness. It doesn't take a lot. So I think for the diehard RimX guys, these make a lot of sense. For a lot of people, just because it takes the Achilles heel away and it makes it easier. Like when you have sprung extractors, the tolerances for things for crud and all that stuff go way up versus a fixed extractor. Mr. Chris Stewart, have you ever ventured in shooting any older guns but as Winchester 52C and a Kimmer 82G that shoots lights out? I think there's a lot to longer barrels. Yeah. A lot of the older guns have, and I have had, like the Seiko. Eventually I want to get a Kimmer. There's a ton of guns on my hit list. The 52s, I'd like to get them. It's just right now, it's like, maybe I'm hoping maybe in a couple of years when things have chilled out, I'm still recouping like a buku amount of money that I'm upside down in the channel. But things are good. I'm not complaining. But eventually I will get into the older guns too, because I'll need new things to bring onto the channel, new things to play with, new things to experiment with, and longer barrels is something that I've been wanting to mess with it as well. I think Redneck was saying shh about me giving up ammo sources. Mr. Bojan, can we see some steel challenge shooting? Yeah, man. I'm hoping to film. They have a match this weekend, but they have enough open spots in a squad for me to take my daughter. So hopefully going to hit some of those with the CWA. I have the Boar Buddy is like my AR. I can't show you guys. Freaking YouTube, man. Livestream. I have a replica of the video I just launched, which most of you probably did not watch because it's a centerfire AR-15 video. But the Boar Buddy AR-22 upper is an exact replica of that gun, same lower grip, but it's basically the same gun, same optic. I've done the same thing. You guys can't really see it because I'm in the way. Let me move. I can't touch any firearms, but you guys, if you see them, you see them. That's my 223 DMR. That's my AR DMR. So that's the JP, and that's my 223. They're set up almost identically. I can't put the same optic on it, which is another thing I forgot that I'm doing a video on coming soon. It's crazy to me that most people don't know this. If you're not in a DMR, you won't care. But the Mark IV series has on the illuminated models, which is not a ton of them because they don't do illumination on everything. They have like an electronic reticle level built into them. So when you go off cant, it flashes at you. And when you're level, it's solid. And then it has like a shake awake. It's pretty cool, but that's the new scope on my 223. Did some video work on it. Need to finish it up, but that video will be out too. Because I just think it's funny that like not even Leupold, like they mention it, but they don't show it. Nobody shows it. Like I think it's probably for that price of scope for the level of glass you're getting and what you get out of that. I'm like crazy to me that they weren't like pumping information out and like showcasing that. And it's something I knew about because I first saw it in the specs, and then it's just like, nobody cared. So I cared. And I made a video hoping you guys care. What about the, I don't mean, I'm hoping in a month, couple weeks to a month, as soon as I get that barrel, because you guys love those videos. I love making them. It's probably my most fun video to make right now is the drop-in barrels. I can't get enough of it. I am dying to get the KI in. I'm dying to get the L3I in. I'm dying to source some other ones, some other budget ones. And at the end of this whole thing, hoping to compile a freaking thing, a big list and talk about every single drop-in pre-fit, for a 457 and kind of rank them. Price versus performance. And most, it's going to be hard. I can't do it all in the same video, and they all like different ammos, but basically just on my personal experience with them. Yeah, the name is misspelled. Yeah, Rimfire, not Rimfife. No worries. Let's see. And yes, that's a good one. I didn't think about that. Ammo Seek is your friend. If you're looking for ammo, Ammo Seek will list it out, which is nice. We got Mr. I'm gonna get this right. Texas Wingnut 62. I'm pretty sure that's what it is. Just logged on my question of the Rimfire caliber 17, 22 mag, 22 long rifles at 22. No, 22. They make so much ammo for it because 22 long rifles what's used in all the competitions, right? Generically, 17 is ballistically a way superior caliber, right? Around. Just ballistically wise, that projectile is better in the wind. So generically, that's probably going to be a more accurate round. But then we get into the fact that they make a gazillion rounds for the 22 long rifle, right? And, a minuscule amount for the 17 HMR. So, kind of pitches the odds back towards the 22. But just speaking in generalities, like the 17 is a better round, ballistically speaking. The 22 obviously has more falling because that's what they won't let you use 17 in competitions. Almost all the competitions are 22 long rifles. That's why you see the plethora of that. Let's see. Yep, Freeland Sports here in Ohio always carries different lots of these. Nice. Oh boy. What kind of match do you shoot? So I used to shoot USPSA. I don't shoot that anymore. What I do still shoot is falling steel, pistol matches. I shoot 2-gun rimfire matches, which is like a carbine pistol kind of deal, like close range, shoot steel fast. I shoot DMR, sniper DMR series matches, which is center fire, where I shoot a gas gun and my 9mm pistol. I shoot a rimfire DMR match series, which is the same, but it's like bolt gun because you get 1-for-1, like precision rifle, but then you have pistol thrown into it. Then I shoot some NRL 22. I shoot PRS, and I'm about to go shoot my first center fire precision match ever. The gap grind, apparently. So it's not totally locked in, but supposedly I'm going to the gap grind. I don't know with what gun yet or whatever. That's going to be my first like real precision center fire match. You know, the DMR ones, I wouldn't really consider precision. You shoot 500-600 yards, but they're practical targets. It's more about speed and accuracy than just straight precision. So I shoot quite a bit. Let's see, I don't think I'm really missing anything out of that list. I haven't really gotten into bench rest shooting just because time and mostly time, energy, and efforts are diversified elsewhere. But that's basically what I shoot. Yeah, I shoot a lot of different stuff, but it's all rifle centric. What's up, Mr. Wow Guy? Nice to see you. Mr. Dirt ATV. Hey guys, not taking a live stream, but I'm going from Center X Daily Match. I have 4,000 round Center X for sale in New Jersey, not shipping. Well, if you're local to Jersey, you're looking to get some. I wish I was in New Jersey. I need some Center X. I got a gun right now that's really leaning towards liking Lapua and RWS. And man, tell you what I don't got is freaking Lapua and RWS ammo. Mr. T. Bowie, 13. For those who want decent match ammo, Wolf Match Extra, that's in the old Ely 10th lines when retired for 10x. Good ammo for your 200 or 300 yards. But I'm not shooting Olympic matches. I'm having trouble finding Ely match lots that shoot under 1120. Yeah, even lots in the 1050s are screaming damn near as fast as 1070s. Lot speeds are not good. Yeah, that's just how it is, man. Shorter barrels. They're testing these on like 28-inch barrels and bench rest style guns. That's where they're getting their speed from. Back when I had a relationship with Ely, I told them this, like, hey, we're running like shorter barrels and these are, shit hot in our guns. They're really fast. And I try to actually throw them a thing like, maybe you should make a US specific lot of this, like call it something else that's like, and knock a little powder out of this so we get around 1080. But yeah, it's, most of my Ely shoots 1,100 feet per second in my rifles. And, it shoots it well. It doesn't have a problem with it. But yeah, it's definitely faster than Lapua or RWS. Let's see. Seen a vid from Ely. They clean their gun every time they shoot them. What do you think? Again, UK company, very deep into bench rest, right? That's just what they do out there, right? Bench rest. That's what Ely really made its name from, Olympic style shooting and bench rest. That's what they do. Those guys shoot a card and clean, right? That's just what they do. For PRS NRL 22, it's not going to happen. You're going to shoot the entirety of the match, whatever the round count is. You're not going to get an opportunity to clean your rifle. It's not going to happen. So I just don't do that because it's not practical for me. If I had a bench rest gun, I would probably do that. But for a practical gun that's not a bench rest gun, yeah, don't. But again, that's a little bit of insight into probably why they do that. I can't say for certain that's what they do and why they do it, but that would be my suspicion. Mr. Tim Reeton just got a Kimber modded. Man, everybody getting a Kimber. Saw Elijah Day the Range. He got him a Kimber. Let's see. I shoot 40 grain lead round his bolt exclusively. They do foul the barrel pretty well after 100 rounds. Wonder if shooting a single copper jacket every 200 rounds would keep the bore cleaner. Well, by fouling, do you mean just like dirt debris or like leading? If it's leading, it's a lack of lubricant kind of thing. But fouling is not a bad thing in rimfire. Like your barrel being fouled, because if you have a bore scope, just an interesting thing to do. Clean it, bore scope it, shoot 3 rounds through it, bore scope it again. You're going to see all sorts of crap in that barrel, right? It's just how it is, like, and it's not bad for it at all. Actually, the kind of what seems to be bad for them or what induces some problems is when all that fouling and lubricant and all that thing like dries up, right? And then you get that first round cold bore, that whole controversial thing. But yeah, like these barrels, like I have thousands of rounds. And as long as it's not leading, I don't care about the barrel up here. It's fine. I'm not going to scrub it out, like, because the next round is going to push all that crap and leave more crap behind. That's just kind of like, just like a revolving door of crap in your barrel. Let's see. Here we go. Between the loophole Mark IV, 4.5 to 18, or the 624, your choice for an all-around scope, 22 NRL and fall easy. 6 to 24. Actually, so that has a 6 to 24 on it. I really like that for just like rimfire shooting, PRS, NRL, whatever. 6 power gets you, and on a Mark IV, you're getting a big field of view. It's fine. You're never going to need to go under 6 power. But the reason the 4.5 may be a little nicer when you're hunting in certain areas. But if you pass on a squirrel till it gets 2 trees down, no big deal, right? By having that 24 power, it's going to make it a lot easier on you to trigger gun, see your impacts. Going to make it a lot easier to be in that sweet spot, which is going to be probably 12 to 14 power for PRS and NRL, whereas in that 4.5 to 18, it's probably less power. So yeah, as an all-round scope, the 6 to 24 for sure for me. 5 to 25, same deal. I love that mag range for an all-purpose. You get into center fire things, I'd like to go up 6 to 36, 7 to 36, whatever it is. But for rimfire, I tend to like 6 to 24, 5 to 25, 4.5 to 30, those kind of things. I want to have that 20-something power magnification as long as I can get down to about 6 or so. What's a good head spacing for the CZ to start with for Ely? So just start big. I generically start at 43, which is not big. Start at 43, come in 1,000s to 42, and stop. If you start feeling the bolt close get stiff, stop. Go the other way. You shouldn't feel a stiffer bolt close. You're starting to compress the rim of the cartridge. You're too close. What I'll typically do, and I'm not saying you should do this because I can't give any kind of advice to this kind of thing. What I do when I'm going, these are all on the same action, so I know what I shim them. But what I did when I got there was I took away shims until the bolt close got hard, and then I added a shim. And then I started there, and I shot it, and then I added a shim, shot it, added a shim, shot it, added a shim, shot it. And about the fourth time I added a shim, I was back up like 44 thousandths or something, and then I started having extraction problems. So I'm going to start at 43, shoot it. If you're extracting, fine. If everything feels good, the averaging is good, maybe try 42. And it's going to vary because not all measuring tools are made equal. You may measure out what you think is going to be 43, and then you may put the shims in there and maybe a hard bolt close. So let that tell you more than anything else. Don't force a hard bolt close just because you think it's 43 thousandths. What's up, Mr. Blatt? What is it? Blatt? Oh, what? Like I can't say that or somewhere. Blatt Flattery. What's up, brother? We got Mr. Stalders. Hi from Austria. Nice. I was about to say Australia because we get so many Australian guys. Austria. Nice seeing you, brother. Watch your content. Learned a lot from it. Thank you, man. Appreciate you coming. Mr. Akira Project 24. Do you have a review video of Blackhound? No, I need to, and I owe that. Where is it? I keep it around. I've used it a bunch. I mean, it just hasn't like particularly fit like something I wanted to do really, really well. I think you're talking about This guy. I owe a review on it. It's just, for me, it's been a weird magnification range, 212. So I mean, it's just like kind of weird. So I throw it on some guns, then I don't. I've had several optics like that where I haven't had like a really good use case for them to really like give a good review. Because typically I get a scope, I use it, compete, whatever with it for a while, and then I do my review. But yeah, I owe that. Not the dropping barrels, you were killing him. I have not tried the CZ600, brother. Let's see. I am playing around with going open. Talked to DPG about a 4% bill, and I went with the Ruger I mentioned because no dealer I know can find a 4% NTR. One check nationwide and nothing. Yeah, I don't, man. They're freaking. CZ's weird about it. So, like, they'll be in stock, then they'll be out of stock for a long time. I don't blame you. I honestly just shoot whatever the heck you want to shoot and go open. Like, it doesn't matter. Like, it really doesn't. Like, it is not going to like just like all of a sudden crucify you, right? Like, just build an open gun and have fun with it. Said, and yes, I am 100% jumping in a deep end on the gap grind because it's literally my first precision centerfire match ever, and it's like one of the biggest ones. And the scary part is, according to their rules, I'm a pro. Like, I've never shot a centerfire precision match in my life, and then I have to shoot pro targets against like the real pros and like real small targets out in the distance. Like, it seems kind of crazy to me because I competed in a Rimfire Nationals and I, had a good finish. Pretty wild. But I see why they have the rules. Just maybe in my case, not the best fit. Maybe one somewhere at a dealer, but I don't think I can call every dealer in the US. Yeah, that would be hard. Let's see. I bought a Garmin Zero recently and was shot to find out how much more consistent losses are out of Elite match compared to our R50, which usually perform really well. That surprised me too, because R50, I've seen some of the nastiest, like in a good way, SDs and ESs out of R50, like some crazy stuff. What's up, Mr. 22 Guru? Nice having you. Trying to catch up. Is there a type of chamber that performs better with large? I would say the JGS chamber is a very good do-all chamber. Like, very good, like, shoot everything pretty good chamber. Let's see. Yeah, A-Ray Bentress shooting guy here, and even for the factory, I clean every card. Yep. Yeah, and I would too, because you've got siders. I mean, the same with tuners. Like, people ask me about tuners. Tuners work. It's a scientific thing that they work, right? You are moving weight, changing the harmonics. If I was shooting a bench rest gun, you bet your butt I'd be running a tuner and I'd be, cleaning every card just because I have the opportunity. Like, I'm going to shoot siders before I shoot my points. So I can tweak things all I want. So I would definitely clean, refoul in, tweak my tuner if I needed to, and then run. But for PRS NRL, ain't nobody got time for that. Lutz Price. I have one at Kenny RimX, and it does great with SK semi-auto at 50 yards, but does terrible at 100. Do you think SA? Yeah, no, I don't think it's a transonic thing. That happens a lot. Find ammo that shoots really good at 50, terrible at 100. Usually that's indicative of like a high SD and ES, so velocity kind of issues. And at 50, it can seem like it's, 50, those don't really show up. You can have a really high SD and ES ammo that still groups good. You get at 100, that's when it really starts to rear its ugly head. So I would say that's probably the case. Found a place selling RWS R100 at $25 a box. Yeah, that stuff is pricey. Now, what crazy to me, I was talking to my buddy Len earlier, and I didn't know this. Lapua Exact is like $33 a box or $34 a box, something like that. That is freaking nuts, dude. That's freaking insane. I had no idea. Let's see. ARA does not allow shims in the factory class. Yeah, which is funny because I'm not going to tell on nobody, but these guys take factory guns for RB14R heavies, CZs, and they get them worked over, right? Like, okay, they may not shim them, but they get them worked over. Like, so to me, that's a joke anyway. But yeah, there's certain things you can do, but all the freaking competitive guys that I know of, and I don't know these guys, I know them through gunsmiths who are doing this work. You know, who are recrowning them, like working the bolts over, all these things, right? Like, so I just don't understand like why the ARA draws the line in the places it does. Like, God forbid you headspace the gun, you know. Oh no. Like, I think if you're using the factory barrel, and I think it should have factory chamber, factory crown, headspace or whatever the heck you want with shims, shim it up. You know, that can, but I don't make the rules, but it's just funny to me. Let's see. Have I heard anything about the new Win ammo? Yeah, I'm supposed to go out there. Actually, you know, I did the barrel review. They were really cool. Talked to them for a while. They had some interest in me coming out. Honestly, like, I'm dragging my feet on that. I would love to go out. I would love to see it. I don't have the coin right now to drop on ammo. I would love to take 2 of the guns I have right now and go test, because they do Lapua and Ely. I would love to test and then, you know, buy ammo. I don't want to go right now because it'd be a wasted trip because I can't afford ammo right now. So, Mr. Doug Barnett, good shooting ink, has Lapua long range right now. Says Champ's Choice. Yeah, I saw that. I was tempted to buy. I was tempted to buy it until I looked at my bank account and I wasn't tempted. Redneck, I have no idea. So I don't think I can quite get it. I was kind of had a buddy of mine reach out, told me that there may be a spot. It's shooting for like a company. I mean, it's not that big of a deal. I just don't know if they want me to say anything or not yet, because it may not even be the case, right? Like, so they may have found somebody else. But as far as I knew, I had a spot, so I'd be shooting for a company. I have no idea who the heck I'll be shooting with. I would assume, since they are like, you know, I'm going in like a reserve spot that they got for the match, that they're just going to pair me with somebody. And I would hope that they're not expecting a ton. I mean, I'm going to try and bring it. I'm like scrounging already. Like, I'm going to bring a hammer. Like, I got a couple options. So I'm going to bring a hammer, but, you know, we'll see. I don't know. Oh, let's see. I seen your video talking about Baker don't see any in the wall behind you. You still use them, just install for it. No, I still use them. I just don't have a lot of them. Where the heck are they right now? You can't see them because they're camouflaged in this freaking bad ass pattern, reptile pattern on there, but I still run them. I also run, so I found other ways of doing it too, because Baker wings are light. So on that gun is perfect. It bounces fine. But sometimes I need a little weight. So what I started using was these Gray Ops weights, because they have like hemlock here. You can actually stack them if you want. Really good weights. I'm trying to see if I don't have one. But anyway, they have an M-lock slot. So I can put a thumb rest in that. So I can put that on the side of the rifle. And then I can put a thumb rest there. And I add weight there and a place for my thumb to index. So I use both. I said the bigger wings are just light. If you have a really good balancing rifle and you just want some extra width purchase, bigger wings are great for that. Let's see. Timney, Trigger Tech, Jar, do you have a favorite? So for the CZs, the Jar is probably the lightest. For a bench gun, I would choose like a bench rest gun. I would probably shoot the Jar. PRS and CZs, I would shoot the Timney. When you get in the Remington 700 side, Trigger Techs are some of the nicer triggers, right? Problem is with Voodoos and Trigger Techs, I think Trigger Tech has fixed this. They've come out with a specific like impact model specific diamond. Some of the Vudoo guys were like breaking the Trigger Techs, like because the Vudoo and the impact, like for some reason just didn't get along and they had trigger failure. So I think they've corrected that, but Trigger Tech's hard to beat for their break. The Timney hit has been really an amazing trigger for me. I have 6 of them probably. I've never had one go down, and I shoot the crap out of these guns. So Timney is probably my favorite just for raw reliability because I don't have a lot of experience with Trigger Tech. Bixen Andy is an amazing trigger too, but I only have 2. And I do shoot them a lot, and I haven't had any problems with them. But the Bixen Andy Tac Sport Pros, I think, they're really, really good too. I mean, they're all good. You know, you'll kind of like, I think if you get any of them, you're like amazed by how good they are. And then maybe you see minuscule differences. Like my hit compared to like a diamond, there's a tiny bit of difference. Like they're not a lot, you know, because once they get really good, I mean, I'm shooting a Bixen Andy and, you know, the Vudoo that's at like 6 ounces. My, you know, hit is at like 8 ounces. You know, I have Trigger Tech diamonds, but they're an AR-22s, so they're the AR variants. But yeah, it's pretty crazy. Will you ever be attending shooting a match in the mid-Atlantic area? I mean, yeah, maybe if I can find my way out there, if I get time to get out there. I haven't shot, so I thought I was going to go to PRS Nationals, like had some things happen at the house, had to use an unexpected week of vacation, a lot of craziness financially now. You know, I think you guys know my wife was in a car accident, totaled her Volvo, big mess with that. So I didn't even go to my third points match. I had 190 some points. I was very well set up to go just to shoot one more. As long as I got like a 90%, go to regionals, go to nationals. But now I just kind of like, but that's been typical for me. I want to shoot a bunch of matches. The reality is like during the week, it's hard to do stuff with work and everything else, family, got kids playing volleyball. And then the weekend, I need to either be filming, prepping, or whatever. So the few matches I do shoot already kind of take a lot of time. Are the shilling barrels more accurate than illusion? I haven't shot a shilling in like a long time. I had a shilling ratchet barrel, and it was really, really good. But it's hard for, I don't have like two to compare. And you got to think with anything in like ammo, rifles or whatever, like there's a net window, right? Like, so shilling, let's go to the top of the screen. Shilling's like here to the top of the screen. Like this is really good to freaking amazing. And then I don't even know for the price point. Maybe the Liljas are here, right? And they go all the way up too. Maybe one or two drop below the shillings, and but maybe the shilling you have is down here. Maybe the Lilja I got is up here. Like that's why it's so hard to compare, because it's not like every single barrel blank performs the same, and the lots of ammunition and the, I mean, it is so hard to head compare those things, and which is why I typically tell people, like, if anybody says like this is better than that, and there's no ifs, ands, or buts about it, they're either ignorant or they're lying to you because they have like some skin in the game. Like that's the brand that they believe in, and so you must believe in it, right? Because it's just not that simple. Is basically what I'm trying to say. Let's see. Oh yeah, Fook you YouTube. I'm pretty sure it's how you say it. Let's see. Mr. Rosalind Stewart. Good day, people. Finally kind of live. Hope all's well. Appreciate you coming. Any further plans? Yes, I do want to rebarrel it. It's sitting over here. I want to rebarrel it. I want to see what options are out there. I actually know of some options already. I just freaking keep forgetting to do it. I want to rebarrel it and see how it performs. Because I think if I rebarrel with a quality barrel, then we can really kind of test the ignition, all the other parts about it, you know, like how well the rifle performs, you know, besides, you know, the barrel. Because if we replace the barrel with a good quality one, hopefully we can kind of see more. Dude, I'm sorry, Colonel. I have sent like 3 emails to Christensen Arms, and every time like I do their like contact them, they hit me back. I get another thing to contact like their marketing team. I send the same email. I've done like 3 times. They will not respond to me. I don't think they have any interest at all in me getting a Christensen Arms on the channel to test. And you know, maybe if I was like Plankster, where he doesn't just sit down there and nail on accuracy, you know, it's kind of like more of a just generic review guy, probably would send me one. But I think they know that that rifle is not going to stand up on its own 2 feet for the price point. Like, I think they know that I'm going to be critical of that gun. You know, not like there's other guns over here like the Springfield. But if it costs money, I mean, I was very critical of the Anshoots I had. If it costs money, I mean, like that, and it's meant to be a precision rifle, Yeah, you can bet your ass like I'm going to hold it to a very high standard. And I'm not going to hold back any on the review. So I think they're not interested in that. Let's see. Yeah, Aaron, I need to do a little bit more homework on that. That's something I need to definitely do. Mr. DK, tuning in videos late. Love your videos. Keep the good work. 2 slot. Thank you, brother. Appreciate you, man. Mr. Stephen Lee, what 1 or 2 accessories, aftermarket or add-on for your rimfires could you not do without? I mean, triggers, because, you know, most of these guns don't come with them. Like, I'm a freaking trigger snob now, and I can shoot heavier triggers, but I train so much with these triggers. So trigger, number 1, probably can't do without that. Number 2, a bag. I mean, if we're talking just in generic, like a game changer medium, if we're not talking like that kind of things, I don't know. I mean, each gun's different. Like, I guess a chassis. I mean, I'm just a chassis shooter now too. Let's see. Hopefully I somewhat answered that. What's up, Bullseye Buckaroo? She's doing good, man. She walked away. It was a Volvo. They do great when you rack. Some lady came over center, clipped her, kind of pitched her sideways, went off the shoulder, slid, and then rolled. The Volvos, when they know you're in a wreck, they're really good. They'll cinch the seat belt in, so they don't allow you to like hit the stop. What they do is actually cinch you into the seat. So it sucked my wife into the seat. The side airbags went off, and she literally didn't have a scratch on her. I mean, she has like some concussion type things that she's still working with, like pinched nerve type things. So those kind of, but in the big scheme of things, for being hit, you know, sent sideways and rolling the car, like she's doing pretty good, you know, for that. But like I said, still working through some, you know, nerve concussion type stuff. Mr. Shaggy Ralphman. Hey, yo, finally did some long range precision shooting with a 22. It was nice. Had no idea what I was missing. Yeah, man. You're late to the party, bro. Mr. Bullseye, I got an order in for the Lilja 126. That's my favorite Lilja, like right now by far. It's back on the rifle. And NDT, I'm waiting. I'm probably going to put, I don't know. Man, that's a tough one. I got 2 CZs. Right there. I got a Premier Gen 2 coming. It's going to be hard to figure out which one I put where. What it really sounds like is what I'm going to have is like 3 stocks and 2 guns, and I need to up my gun game. Putting it on the CZ 4% MTR. Nice. Good move. Kind of weird how no one ever talks about root precision. Yeah, well, I mean, it had its hate. It had its day, right? Like, it came out. That's why most people like went into. Most of the guys I know that started shooting, they started with RPRs, like, because that's, you know, that's all you think you need. You adjustable cheek razor, all this stuff. It reads 1022 mags. That all sounds really great when you don't know. You know, we all started not knowing what we don't know, so they sounded really good. But now, you know, when you can get a CZ, when you can get a Tika T1X, you know, when you can get a Mergara, like, you know, that stuff doesn't really sound that great anymore. I mean, no, it's not a bad gun. I mean, it still fits in a price point, still does something. It's still going to fit some needs and some roles. But it's just, there's way more competitive now. Let's see. Here we go. Mr. Dude, he's got a Lilja in his. That's who I need to hit up. I need to hit up Lilja and ask him about an RPR barrel, see if they can do me a solid, and we can test one. No experience with a Browning T-bolt, unfortunately, brother. Appreciate you, man. I have not shot the Victrix. I talked to the guys at Victrix. Well, the importer guy, and they're just like, they sell them. Like, they don't get a lot of those guns in. So, you know, like 3 or 4 come in, they're probably pre-sold. If I really wanted to shoot one, like really, really want to shoot one, I'm pretty almost positive I could hit up Ray and go shoot Ray's and do a review with Ray's. He's not that far from me. He did a review. My deal with it is a very, very premium deal, but it's premium proprietary, right? So it's like their own deal. Like, you know, premium non-proprietary, right? RimX, Vudoo, premium non-proprietary. like those things. So to me, it has to be like, it's going to have to be better to justify, right? Because the price is up there. Let's see. Been wondering about one of the target models myself. Heard the trigger stinks. I do almost no suppressor shooting. One, because I think freaking tax stamps are ridiculous. Two, because they don't help me, and I'm shooting subsonic match ammo most of the time. I have been tossed around picking up a can because I got more into the AR-22s. They're a little bit louder, so yeah, maybe I will pick one up, but I don't. For precision shooting, I don't use any suppressors. Even the center fires, I'm going to put a brake on them, just because it's the most effective way of handling things. Let's see. If we get to shoot a match together again, you can shoot it all day if you'd like. Group testing. My 2 cents from a lot of recent group tests is they do not negatively affect accuracy. Yeah, if you're talking about suppressors, it's a double-edged sword. Now that's like your barrel, right? But you're putting something on your barrel, it's going to harmonically change it. So it can be good, can be bad, can be indifferent. But there's the possibility of bad. What I don't like about a suppressor is as you shoot them and they get dirty, especially for PRS, like I'm putting the gun in, bang, bang, I go to move, I pull that gun out and up. Now that crap in that suppressor falls down on my action. If it has a remote possibility of like causing me to have a malfunction or whatever, it's just not worth it to me on precision guns. As I said, it could help you. I mean, there's people who screw a tuner on and just bottom it out and get better groups. That's possible because it could change your barrel harmonics for the better. It also could change it for the worse. And I don't know, things that change volume. Suppressor changes volume as you shoot it. So theoretically, the harmonics could change to get better. They could change to get worse or whatever, because the more you're shooting, the more of that crap, and rimfires is a lot of crap, is getting in that can and creating more volume, creating more weight. To me, it's like running a tuner on them. It's a risk versus reward. My reward is it's like quieter, but it's already super quiet. So it's like I don't need Ear Pro, so I don't want to mess with it. Basically, that's just me. Now a lot of people do shoot them, and there's nothing wrong with that. Of course, I have the Premier Gen 2 with a 22-inch in it. I bet it would look a lot better with a 26-inch. Yeah, I'm wondering how the Gen 2 looks with the longer barrels. Be interesting to see. X-Ring dude raved on Victrix as best ever. Yeah, I mean, that X-Ring is Ray. That's who I'm talking about. Ray is not local to me, a couple hours from me. And he's also shooting for Victrix. I mean, I think he's shooting their Rimfire and Centerfires this year. So, yeah, Mr. Preppy makes that was a good point. He'd gladly pay for that stamp for a can. We do have that choice. You're right. Not everybody's that fortunate. Not repeatable, I would tend to agree. I formed one. A suppressor is awesome on Regara. It's quieter than my pellet guns. Yeah, I mean, you get a bolt gun, it's freaking quiet. Quiet. $5.65 for a little jet for the RP. I think I'll just let my nephews play instead of buying a barrel that costs more. Yeah, you got a point there. Let's see, RimX or Vudoo for the next build. Man, I mean, my generic answer is always like Vudoo. I don't know. I mean, my RimXs are now modified. My Vudoo has a different barrel on it, but that's because I wanted a different weight. They didn't have the 1.2s back then. I don't know. That's a tough one, man. Because I try not to let gun world politics, come into play. Screw it. It's not like anybody sponsoring me. I don't like that Vudoo just shit canned all the other gunsmiths and just went with DI precision. I think that's BS. I think that they just took a big part of people's, availability of getting custom Vudoos done. I don't like it. So for that reason, knowing people in the gunsmithing world, knowing how that impacts them, and I don't see a logical reason why they did it. Kind of out of spite, I would say RimX. So I'm being honest with you. I love my Vudoo. I shoot my Vudoo all the time. But I don't know, man. Like, it's just, I just doesn't sit right with me. And it's weird, like I said, I try not to get into the politics of these kind of things because that shouldn't dictate whether you get a Vudoo or RimX. I can tell you, without that being said, you know, a lot of people love RimXs, a lot of people love Vudoos. They both got pros and cons. Really can't go wrong with either one. So let's see. Ran a torque test from 15 to 30 inch-pounds, settled at 22.5 on the CZ, shot a 2500 card yesterday. Nice. 10x Rimfire. I have two 22 suppressors, and I have some accuracy improvements, but the trade-off of what little accuracy you get, it's not worth the extra junk that gets in my gun. Now they're only for my squirrel guns. I wish you made a list of top 10 custom 22 long. I don't got 10 of them. Experience, to be quite honest with you. The only people who've ever done like straight up builds for me is Desert Precision Gunworks, Kenny, and Jonathan and Modicam Custom Rifles. Now I've done pre-fit barrels from like other builders, those kind of things. But I don't have like those two are like the experiences I have with like custom gunsmiths. Have you tried the Curtis conversion? No, I played with the action a little bit. I actually talked to them at one point. I was really interested in getting one and running one on the channel. They're really hard to get a hold of for me. So I hope to get a hold of them. I hope that I can do a build with one of those, get it on the channel, do a long-term review on it, do a lot of shooting with it. I think it's a very good option. I just don't know how good because I don't have the experience. See, I see Rednecks in here. Recently started seeing some of the stuff on YouTube. Dude can shoot. I like to see a head-to-head from you two guys. Fortunately, he's in California. And so I don't think a head-to-head is going to happen anytime soon. Because I don't think he's planning on coming to North Carolina, and I ain't going to California. Maybe at like some big match somewhere or something like that. I don't know. But yeah, he's a old good dude. He's in my Discord, so I see him shoot all the time because he shoots all my challenge targets. Since 4% MTRs available, what CZ model would recommend getting precision shooting? Honestly, I would buy the cheapest one, even the Scout. Because ultimately you're probably going to end up replacing the barrel, the stock, all that stuff. So I would go the cheapest. Why did MDT reduce the length of the new Premier Gen? I don't know, actually. I really don't know. I'll ask them, though, for the video. Can the RimX feed flatheads any better than the Vudoo? That's only a shot on the Vudoo. Yeah, I mean, it's like a controlled round feed. I mean, both of them should feed with the right mag height. But both should feed fine. The RimX, I had no problems with mine feeding them. Oh boy, 22 Lima Romeo. What's your opinion on extended mags? I was just goading him. That's why he's asking me. I was just goading this dude because every time I watch him shoot his course fire, he has 10-round Vudoo mags and he's always changing mags. I don't know why. It irritates me. It just does. So I hit him up and I was like, dude, for the love of God, get an extended magazine. Get a freaking extended mag. And I totally agree. He had some reservations because, going into this, everybody was making extensions and they were like hit or miss. And there's a lot of user error that can be input in there too. Mine work really well. I don't even have, I'm not even sure I have mags that aren't extended. Let me grab a pile of mags here. I'm pretty sure they're almost all extended. Let me see what I got. Can't show you this one back here. Oh boy. Okay. This is not including the CZ. Vudoo, extended. RimX, extended. RimX, extended with Haas and Shield. Elite. And they're for different things. In my CZ mags are all extended, except for maybe one of them. You know what? We're getting those too. It's my live stream. I can do whatever I want. Again, not all of them. And these, this kind of cheating. These aren't really extended. These are my billet 13 round mags, but they're 13 rounds, so extended mags. And then all three of my polymers extended. I run everything extended here, and I don't have any issues. So I don't know. Come over to the dark side. Let's see. Seems like a custom builder would cost no more than a RimX Vudoo Vitrix option. That is true. That is true. Ooh, man, I hope I get a freaking green. I want a green so bad. I love green. What's up, Mr. Brian Turner? You're good, man. I will be out there in June of 25. Oh, you're going to come out of North Carolina? Me, you, and Lem will definitely get together. We'll do some cool stuff. Me and the old Len dog will beat you down on some PRS. Chris Stewart, not a person kind of like Eli's experimenting with. Oh, the challenge targets, dude. Elijah's probably pissed at me because I don't do his challenge target. I create my own monthly challenge targets for our Discord for those guys to shoot. I don't shoot any of them, man. I don't even probably have anything that would do really that great. I mean, I've been scrambling. I'm basically almost out of all my match ammunition that's tested for the Vudoo, the CZ, my guns that I have to shoot matches with. And I'm freaking sucking right now. I tell you that. I'm not I need to test, but I apparently I'm gonna have to get rid of some things because I need ammo for almost everything. And Mr. YouTube user, thanks for all the great info on lot testing with Lapua long range through a 26-inch factory barrel. Best lot smudge velocity about 1105. Is that muzzle? Nope, you're fine. That's fine. Yeah, you can edge up there to 1120. You're fine. Let's see. Reduced length because it looks better with shorter barrel types. Yeah, that's probably true. Get on it, buddy. There we go. He's gonna let you try his. I'm not saying the Haas and Shield are nice. Yeah, I've had good luck with their extensions. Redneck Price, Stone across 47 MTR barreled action for my build. One way to save money if you can find a barrel. Yeah, you are for dang sure right there. All the extended mags. Yes, sir. I haven't got one. I can't even show it to you. You guys can't see it. It's too dark back there for you to see it. But I got one that you can't see until I release the video. Then you can see it. But for now, you can't see it. You can guess what it is down in the comments below. And I will neither deny nor confirm in any verbal way or physical way. I will play it straight. I won't let you know. But you can guess. But there's a new mag on that wall. I'm just here to troll a husband. I like it. I don't leave that tag for a while. I think he needs it. Get the man an extended magazine. He's got commitment issues, apparently, in his later years or something. He won't go away from the 10-round mags. Talk some sense into him. I know he'll listen to you. I watched the bloopers on your last video. You have to tell him 2 or 3 times. He's hard-headed. He didn't want to reshoot the tank trap video. You had to harass him into it. So it's obvious that he knows you have better judgment. So talk the man into getting an extended mag. What I think funny is the worst thing that can happen if he got an extended mag, the worst thing is that it jams up and he has to switch mags. You already have to do that every course of fire anyway. So the worst case is what you're already doing. All it can do is it could run great and you don't have to swap mags. I don't know, man. I got to get you on our side of this. It's driving me nuts. Do you still keep in touch with Chris from Midwest Long Range? I still talk to him. And yeah, I mean, I try to. He's busy. I'm busy. He's busier than me. I can tell you that. He's got a lot of stuff going on. I still try. I mean, we're very much someone I consider a friend of mine. I think he feels the same way. At least I hope so. That'd be kind of awkward if he didn't, but he's a friend of mine. So I talk to him. I try not to bug him too much because he's real busy. But yeah, I like to link back up every couple of weeks and say what's up, talk stuff. Explain how the Discord game works. I can't get into totally all of it. Basically, every month we have a competition. You shoot the competition. I roughly get back 50% of the Patreon stuff, right? So you join the Patreon, you get into the Discord, we do a match. Basically, 50% of the revenue earned from that goes back into the winner of the competition. Like, subject to change any minute. Could be prizes, could be not prizes. But you know, it's a way. It was a cool way for me to do something different. Everybody has a Patreon. Like, I literally don't have time to produce more content than I'm producing. Like, everything I'm producing goes on YouTube. So to produce, like, and I think it's cheesy sometimes, right? Like the limited access, you get it a day early. Like if you didn't know the video existed until the next day, is that really a benefit? So the Discord is like kind of the benefit, and then we do that, right? So it helps me a little bit. Obviously, it's not a big thing, you know. It's not like, you know, it's not a $10,000, you know. I mean, it's very, very low dollar right now. I mean, it would grow into whatever eventually. Helps me. It honestly basically pays my like my website fees, basically, is what it's been doing. But it even goes back to you guys too. So it's a fun way to get into it. A lot of cool people on there to talk with, like-minded people. But yeah. So I like 10 round mags. Easier to count my shot shooting bench rest and challenges. Yeah, I mean, you could just load it to 10 rounds for challenges, but if you needed more, for us, we always need, you never know. I never go in with like the minimum rounds to shoot it, because you never know. Like, you just never know. I mean, I have probably never gotten a light strike on my Vudoo since I, you know, first got it, kind of fresh the gun, but you never know. It on higher round count stage for PRS, it's really nice. That the new L3i metal mag. This one? That the metal mag you're talking about? And that's the emoji of agreeance and years of knowing that your significant other is hard-headed. Thanks for telling us it's the new, what is this Stinger mag? What's the Stinger mag? What are your thoughts on the MTD XRS? I don't have a lot of experience with the XRS, honestly. I kind of skipped right over that one with the Premiere. Correct. That's a good way to do it. If all the better 22 long rifle ammo makers use 26 barrels to judge their ammo. I don't think all. I think it's more of a European thing. Most ammo companies are European and bench rest orientated, so that's fun. Plus 10 rounders, mag, save me money. That's true. You got a point there. It's fun to watch the struggle. Oh, I bet it is. It's an extension of the last one. No, I mean, I think a 24-inch barrel, 26-inch is, you know, totally fine. Yeah, Redneck's in there. He knows the deal. It's a good place. It's a nice, cool place to be. Appreciate you, Delta Mike. Texas Wingnut 62. I have never worn out a barrel. Never. My factory Vudoo barrel had a crap ton of rounds on it. The Krieger on here now has a crap ton of rounds through it. My CZ barrels have a crap ton of rounds on them. Never worn them out. Haven't noticed any degradation in performance. All that stuff. So yeah. What I forgot to say, probably going to cut this off in the next like 15 minutes. But yeah, $5. If you win once, pays for the year. Talking about the Patreon. The merch, I'm closing when we get off here. If you want the merch or whatever, I'm closing it when I get off here. Like, I'm going to log on the website and I'm going to take that stuff off store, because I'm going to, you know what, I'll do it first thing in the morning, but I have to get the order in Monday so that the guys who are waiting can get their stuff. It takes them about 2 weeks, but as soon as I get it, I check it all real quick. I start shipping it that day. So when she tells me it's going to be about ready, I make sure all my packaging is ready and I get them out to you guys. So, but yeah, the one you can't show us, is it the Sting? What is the Stinger mag, dude? Is there something I'm missing? Oh, there's Stinger mag is from L3i. It's basically made for the Stinger action. Oh, their new 40X type thing. No, it's not that. It is a metal mag, though. Redneck Rimfire. My Krieger has over 30,000. Yeah, I mean, We put a ton of rounds on our stuff. I don't think you can shoot out a 22 barrel. I really do not, which is hilarious to me because there are places out there that will tell you, oh, put 1,000 rounds on it before you send it in. Like I've tested a ton of brand new pre-fit barrels and things like that, and they shoot right out of the gate. Like they shoot. And of all the barrels I've had, I haven't noticed one appreciably get better. Now, if you have like a very budget barrel has imperfections in it, I could see that being a thing because the imperfections would get kind of filled in after some rounds, right? Like some things, but 22 is soft. Like the bullet is soft. It's lubricated. There's no crazy pressure. There's no crazy heat. You're not changing anything in the barrel. So, I mean, if you have a quality barrel, like it's not going to get better or worse, I don't think. I mean, eventually I think there is a point, I guess, in which you could, I don't know what it would be, astronomical. I bet good money you can't wear out. Yeah, I would probably agree with that. I mean, maybe like 5 million rounds, like, right? Like, I don't know. I mean, like Redneck has over 30,000 on his. I have barrels that are in that neighborhood. Maybe not that much because I switched barrels. I have a lot of different barrels, but yeah, I mean, I freaking got a lot of stuff. Let's see. Is gluing in a Loja 21-inch to a CZ action? I mean, so like AR guys will use that certain kind of Loctite and kind of like bed it in with that. I mean, you can maybe do that. I haven't found a need to glue one in, so the NDR AICS mag, I think they don't have a U.S. distributor right now. Is their problem? So yeah, I think they don't like. Yeah, so it's not that. I wish it was, but it ain't. How's it done exactly? So on the AR type stuff, they're just taking Loctite and putting around like the tenon in the barrel and slip fitting the tenon in, locking it down. And then that liquid kind of like gets squeezed in there and then it cures and it basically is like bedding, right? Same thing for all the other stuff for guys who are gluing them in. It's just a tenon. They're just putting whatever epoxy or whatever they want in there, slip fitting it in, and then letting it cure. And it's like basically bedding it in. Yes, sir. Sure did. It's right up there. That's that guy. So it's probably that action is probably going into Gen 2. Mr. Al Hirsch, I appreciate you, man. We're at like 150 live viewers. Started out slow. Picked up quite a bit, which is cool. Appreciate you guys joining me. So I'll cut it out in about 10 minutes probably. Try and get some more of your questions. I do follow the Womfat. Yes, I do. He's a really nice guy, really good shooter. I never got to shoot with him because he's in Canada, so he's always in like way upstate. I was actually looking forward to going to nationals because then I could actually talk to him in person and get a chance to shoot against him, right? Because like I see him shooting on YouTube, like it's just a thing. I'm a competitive shooter. He's a competitive shooter. I want to see if I can beat him. He wants to make sure he can beat me. He probably can. He shoots way more PRS matches than I do. That's for dang sure. He probably smoked me. Yeah, I agree. Very solid audience tonight. He's got one on. Nice, man. When's the Gen 2 premiering? Man, as soon they said I think they're like another production, like their second production run finishes end of the month. And so, yeah, I'm like jumping all over that. I'm trying to get one. As soon as I get it, I'm hitting the ground running. That'll be one of the reviews where, because it's already like, I have an elite, I have a premiere. Like that's not something I need to shoot for like a month to figure out, right? So I'm going to hit the ground running. As soon as I get that, it's going to be initial impressions of it. Outside of that, have my gun in it, go to town, impressions. Is it worth the upgrade? That's kind of my angle. Let's see. Vudoo, what do I torque my action to? Honestly, and be totally straight up with you, I used to torque everything. If I do torque it, I torque it to like 50, 55 inch pounds. Most of the time using that good old German torque spec Gutentite. I'm just like taking my Allen and and just giving it that my internal Ugga 1, Ugga 2. Because my guns are like good chassis, good action, doesn't seem to matter a bunch. Like, so yeah. So he was Matt got into centerfire. I don't think he's done a bunch of it, but yeah, it's definitely something he's got into. Appreciate you, Mr. Ryan Drinks. It's on Sundays. It's not every Sunday. I usually do them like once a month. This is like the first one I've done them like every like this is like 2 weeks from my last one. Mr. 22 Lane Romeo, your new AR build is redundant. Thing looks like equal parts miserable. And yeah, it's actually not that bad when you're shooting it. Like it looks like a lot, but the Ultradyne does a good job of like diverting crap around you, just like from the side. Like it looks like you're in the crap, right? But it's not bad. I mean, you know, I shoot the crap out of that thing. It's fun to shoot, really fun. Fell on deaf ears on YouTube, and you know, I had a troll pop in, and I very rarely, like, I never have to mess with trolls, and I've never really banned anybody. There's an option like hide user from channel. It's a guy today just like trolling the crap out of me. I just got tired of it. I've only done that like 3 or 4 times, but every time I like branch out into something else, like whether it's ARs or pistol stuff, like I always pick up a troll. It's not like the Rimfire core audience, which is funny. If you haven't shot, reach out to Aaron A&J for the heavy steel Vergara. He's the only server. Yeah, I got one. I shoot it. Actually, I did one video. Somebody was messing with me actually because I need to do a follow-up. I will do that probably with a KI barrel. But yeah, I did a whole review on that accuracy testing kind of thing, and I got it from A&J, of course, because like you said, they're the only guys who can get you the heavy barrels. We do a lot of 100-yard group shooting. I know you're an Ely guy. I think the Platinum Design is a detriment out there. No. The BC is really good on those, actually, the EPS style bullet. It's a very good shooting projectile, actually. I don't think you're at any loss. Appreciate you, Mr. Brian Turner. His wife is a sleeper. She's quickly a shooter. Yeah, she shoots too. Wombat's wife. She's a really good shooter. You can tell, like she's really into it, interested in it. Like she's not just doing it because he probably got her into it, I'm sure. But it's like she's not just doing it just because like he wants to do it. You can tell she's you know, interested in becoming a better shooter. Nice. Bentress shooter on action has over 350,000 rounds. That's crazy. Oh, freaking Red Rooster, man. Catching the end tail, like coming out of the gas. You missed it. I probably not, man. I couldn't shoot. I ended up not shooting my third points match. Had some family stuff going on and unexpected time that I had to take. So my time off is pretty slim now, so it doesn't look like I'm going to be able to do that this year. I've enjoyed the Cyclops joint vids you got. They're funny as hell. Yeah, Cyclops. Me and Joe talk all the time. Like all the time, but we keep in touch and we crack on each other. He's fun, man. I like old Joe. Let's do our part for Old Glory and see if we actually make America great again, right? You know anyone's actually tried loading shooting the solid copper? I did. Very, very extremely hard to get a very good consistent powder charge because the amount of powder in rimfire is minuscule, and so you need to be able to meter that crap way, way better than you can centerfire powder because, you know, like a 10% variance on powder is like almost insanely impossible to measure. But then talk about 10% in velocity, that's a lot. It's hard to get that right. I did play with it. Does a 26-inch Loja have any cold bore shift? With Ely, mine does. It's more aggressive rifling, kind of like the Krieger when Krieger has it. So it does, you know, have like that cold bore first round muzzle velocity jump, but it's not crazy. Loved your friend's reaction when he shot her. Oh yeah, that's Len. That's the guy we're talking. Len's a good dude. He's funny as crap. 12:36 p.m. Monday here in Austin. Oh, nice, man. Let's see. Personally, appreciate the AR stuff to do with DMR stuff like Ray does, do with the 22 two-gun stuff. TLDR, keep shooting anything and everything we want. Appreciate you, man. Yeah, I'm just having fun. Like the whole premise of the channel was just was not to be like sell you guys at like, oh, I'm the most pro shooter ever. You know, it's always been about I'm on a journey and you guys are just on it with me. And like now you guys are really steering the ship. the bore buddy. Like, it wasn't my idea. That was like your guys' idea. Like somebody's like, hey, test the bore buddy AR-22. That's how 90% of these things make their way here. So it's been really cool because, I mean, I'm just kind of experiencing what I want when I want and under the suggestion of you guys, and it's always been real cool. Appreciate you, man. Thanks, Kyle. Thanks for popping in. Let's see. A lot of question debating between Vortex Gen 3 or a Theos, price around 300 difference. The Vortexes are awesome optically scopes. I don't like the fact that a lot of people I knew who had them, used them, had turret issues. Now, of course, they'll fix them, but having a turret issue in the match, your match is done. Like, if your stuff stops dialing in a match at a high level, that's who's probably going to own that scope, you're done. Like, and to me, it's not worth it. So I have a sample size of 1, but my Theos has not let me down. So yeah, kind of tough there. Thank you, brother. Appreciate you. Mr. Shaggy Rifle, I appreciate you, brother. Yeah, I'm gonna bounce off here, I think, in about 4 minutes. Did a little bit more than what I thought I'd do. I didn't know this many people would show up on short notice. You guys always surprise me. Appreciate you, brother. Thanks for bringing the questions and coming up, and appreciate you, man. Thanks for the super sticker. Thank you. Mr. Red Rooster, I understand, man. Just going to RO, been looking at new chronograph sides and FX or Garmin. You feel the BC there? No, I mean, if you're really geeking out, maybe. The Garmin, dude, is so small and so easy. Like, I find 99% of people are probably going to be just totally happy. And you can do your own BC stuff with just have 2 chronographs. So to calculate BC, all it is muzzle velocity at muzzle, velocity at whatever yardage, and there's a formula. So there's an online calculator. You could literally put a Garmin or whatever you have at you or shoot through a chrono, put your Garmin at 100 yards, collect that data, put it into a calculator, it's going to spit you out a ballistic formula, right? So it's that easy. Like, if you really want to geek out on it, you don't need the FX for that. It's I think it's good for comparing. I don't think it's really like for 22, it's going to give you like the end all be all accurate BC numbers, but it's a good comparison tool. Like, if you're comparing one bullet to the next, which is kind of how I've used it. But yeah, haven't shot a 2-gun DF match in a while, but it's a lot of fun. Can only imagine how much fun 22 2-gun match. It's ton, man. Both the carbine and the sniper, like the DMR style match, is freaking a lot of fun with the 22. I love the rimfire or the centerfire DMR match. Appreciate you, Mr. Jim. You too, brother. Thank you, Mr. Jeff. Appreciate you on that. Mr. 22 Living Row got some brass to process. Good to see you. Maybe we'll catch soon. Yes, sir. Yeah, I'll give you guys a shout sometime during the week and see how you're rolling along. See if we can convince you to join the dark side. Get an extended magazine in your life. Or 10. Boss having a meltdown. Get to work. Great live, Josh. Chat now. Thanks, brother. Appreciate you. I don't know anything, but I have KI barrels that are already reached out to them because people were asking them for it. Reached out to them. They're really cool about it. They are into it. They're into the idea of it. So I'm going to test a B14R barrel. I'm going to test their CZ barrel. So that'll be coming soon. They were behind. They got ambushed by orders. So, when I talked, I said, let us catch up on some orders. Totally get that. I don't want to interfere with them getting stuff out to people. But yeah, we're going to test it. He's not out. He's still sitting right here. Thanks, brother. Appreciate you guys. Let's see. All right. I'm going to get out of here. I'm going to answer. For those looking to save some coin, want to mount Garmin or gun, check out Zero Fox Given, 31 ship. Nice. Just ordered a hoodie. Nice, brother. Thanks, man. Now he's running away because I called him out. That's funny. I ordered one. It should ship this week. Nice, man. Sweet. And must be time for me to go because my wife's calling. I will do that. Appreciate you, brother. Thanks, everybody. So I better go because my wife is calling. I'm going to be in trouble if I don't get off here. Thank you for all of you for showing up. I won't be going to the expo, unfortunately. Shoot me a text. I think you still got my number. Text me or Instagram me about that, and I'll see what's going on. But I better call her back before I get in trouble. Thanks everybody for showing up, and yeah, we'll catch you on the next one. You're right, Miss Lima Romeo. I will listen. I learned my lesson. Thanks, y'all. We'll catch you on the next one.